With every new Smash Brothers, there's the question of if any characters will get cut, and what kind of changes will be made. And while there is a good chance this is not a new game in the sense of the previous games having the engine and everything be remade from the ground up, there are likely going to be some changes, tweaks, and possibly cuts. So let's jump right into possible cuts with the Mario and related series characters. I don't particularly think any of these will get the axe. Mario is a huge IP, and as much as it will trigger those who think there is a representation entitlement, they'd be justified having half the roster be Mario characters. They will move copies. But since there are so many, I want to go over who would be the most at risk. There are two real contenders, Rosalina and Bowser Jr. Both are on the edge of being important to the Mario franchise. Everybody else is the absolute core except Dr. Mario. But the thing about Dr. Mario is Sakurai particularly likes him, and he exists to preserve Mario's classic moveset. And Dr. Mario is a pretty recognizable spin-off as much as many hate Dr. Mario. That doesn't translate to Sakurai's feelings, or the preservation of such an important moveset of the series. And if Mario gets further changes, it will only justify Dr. Mario's inclusion even more. Between Rosalina and Bowser Jr., I think Bowser Jr. is slightly less relevant and would have the least impact on sales. Little girls love Rosalina. However, I do not think any Mario characters will lose their position. Mr. Game & Watch and Little Mac are also not likely to get cut. Both are fan favorites and represent important IPs and hardware. Zelda will also not likely see any cuts. But if the series did, it would probably be Sheik. Sheik has appeared in a single game and has only become less relevant with time. And if Link gets any moveset changes, it only justifies Toon Link's return, like with Dr. Mario. Plus, Toon Link is probably the most recurring design of Link. I don't see any Metroid characters leaving. You have the Samus we all think of, and then sex sells. Considering Kid Icarus is now basically a son of Sakurai, I don't think any of the three characters will miss this game. Plenty of people want Dark Pit gone, and he really has minimal relevance compared to a number of other characters, and is the most samey clone of the entire series, having a single different move and a couple moves that deal about 1% more than Pit in exchange for slightly less utility. The thing is, again, Sakurai doesn't give a damn. He made Dark Pit, and Dark Pit is his indulgent character. I do think Dark Pit will see some more tweaks this time though, but Sakurai is going to keep him. I actually don't think Fire Emblem will see any cuts. Because every cuttable character is either super popular or has a unique moveset, and I don't think it will be an arduous task to bring them over. It'll probably be almost a copy and paste and then tweak kind of thing. However, if one does get the axe, it will probably be Corrin. Martha's the original character and popular in Japan. Ike is relatively popular everywhere, and has a bit of a foundation just in Smash Brothers. Robin is kind of popular and has a very unique moveset. Lucina is the most popular character from Awakening, and is more likely to get a few more differences than the axe. Marth getting cut would probably have less of an impact on sales than Lucina getting cut. Roy is probably the most popular Fire Emblem character among Smash Brothers fans. And Corrin was just forced advertising for a game that was a complete dumpster fire. It sold well, but wasn't liked by a ton of people. But what harm could Corrin staying do? It'd be Nintendo intervening with Sakurai trying to sweep fates under the carpet that would see Corrin go MIA. Duck Hunt, the Kirby characters, and Star Fox characters are all going to stay. Star Fox may not be the biggest thing anymore, but the characters have made an impression in Smash Brothers alone. Similarly, the Pokemon are all pretty safe. Pikachu is the face of the series. Charizard is a fan-favorite Pokemon almost all fans are familiar with. And Lucario is the Pokemon Nintendo is pushing to be the secondary face of the series. Which Pokemon are on the cover of Pokken? Pikachu and Lucario. Not Charizard, not Mewtwo, not the other Pikachu, it's Lucario, and he's a lock. Jigglypuff is of little relevance or note, but he's made an impact in Smash Brothers, so he'd not likely be sitting this one out. Mewtwo is like Charizard, a very popular and well-known Pokemon, and Greninja was the most popular Pokemon in Gen 6, and is kind of getting some Lucario treatment. I don't see him as a likely cut this game at least, especially with his very unique moveset. Rob, Captain Falcon, Villager, Olimar, and Shulk are all likely to return. Many are alone in representing a franchise, and several, like Captain Falcon, Rob, and Villager, may be better known for Smash Brothers. I don't think Ness or Lucas will miss this one. Sakurai can't seem to put Ness down as much as he has wanted to, and he wasn't going to leave Lucas out. Wii Fit Trainer, though, stands to get cut, and for a very petty reason. Nintendo has been very careful to bring up the Wii and Wii U as little as possible since announcing and releasing the Switch. They are aware of the stigma both systems ended up with, and how messy the brand became, and they don't want to remind everyone of the Wii any more than necessary. And the Wii Fit Trainer has Wii in their name. There's a good chance Nintendo may tell Sakurai the Wii Fit Trainer is off the table to maintain their improved brand. However, there's one way they could keep them and still sweep the Wii brand under the carpet, and that would be to rename the character Fitness Trainer and remove any textures that mention Wii. This may be where the Wii Fit Trainer isn't fit. All of the third parties aren't safe. I don't think any will leave, but Sega could decide they didn't like having Sonic and Bayonetta in the game, and they would be gone like that. Nintendo most likely secured the rights for all new third parties for at least several games. That's how licensing usually works, and probably plans on keeping all of them. Sonic's contract may be up though, and while Sega could distance themselves from Nintendo, I don't think Sega will want to. I think Mii's will return. They make too much sense for the multi-man challenges and allow Nintendo to dismiss stupid character requests like Donald Trump, Naruto, Reggie, Goku, and Colonel Sanders, with at most a Mii outfit you could use to make a Mii fighter resembling your favorite stupid character. Yes, I know Mii is literally Wii upside down, but when you hear or read Mii, that isn't the first thing you think of. Mii's have transcended a Wii extension, and you are more likely to think of things like the Mii Plaza, Miitomo, and Amiibo than Wii avatars. Mii's made themselves at home on the 3DS and even the Switch, so they don't carry the same issue as Wii Fit Trainer. What about characters who got cut and never returned? We have the Ice Climbers, and they are coming back. The Switch Online NES service is going to launch with Ice Climber, and if you've played Ice Climber, you know it's a bad game with terrible controls and collision issues. It is not a game you would pick as one of the NES's best, but is one you'd pick if a game launching around the time the service launches will include Ice Climbers. The others are Pichu, Ivysaur, Squirtle, Snake, and Wolf. Young Link was never actually cut, so I'm not counting him. We know just as Link was redesigned to look like the more relevant Twilight Princess Link, with some moveset tweaks inspired from Twilight Princess, the same happened to Young Link, but he also got a name change. That's all. I don't think Ivysaur will return. He's a middle evolution, and those are almost never the most iconic form. Squirtle I could see coming back, but I don't think it is super likely. Pichu I see right on the fence. He isn't as new and novel, but Pichu still has a ton of fans who would buy the game just for him. And I think Sakurai would prioritize him over Squirtle or Ivysaur. If Snake returned, Sakurai would basically be slapping his good friend Kojima in the face. So it would take Nintendo being dead set on bringing him back to see him return. I don't think Wolf is that likely. Star Fox just isn't in a good place, with many fans accepting the series will never be great again, or even introduce anything new, and Wolf's return would boost sales more if it followed a successful beloved game that didn't just disappoint and insult Star Fox fans. I guess I just can't let you do that, Sakurai. Now let's get into some changes I hope or expect to happen. Count this as an expectation and a prediction. The masterpieces will return, but will now pop up a screen telling you to buy the Switch Online service. If you have already bought it and downloaded all the games to your Switch, it will just close Smash Bros. And launch the NES games automatically. New masterpieces will be added regularly in free patches as the NES games trickle out and you download them. The 10 we know of include many Mario games, The Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario and Ice Climber. So yeah, Dr. Mario and Ice Climber are coming. I hope, and I'm crossing my fingers to expect they will fix the challenge board, so they aren't expecting every player to be super competent with like 15 characters, including Olimar. That really needs to be fixed. It's just locking content away from the majority of players because of, look, one of these characters I suck at playing as, and it's hammer-proof like most of the challenges you'd use a hammer on. Oh well, that exclusive trophy or CD is not for me. It's BS. The other side of the problem here is most of them are single-player focused in what is a multiplayer focused game. I kind of don't see this changing though. I think people are treating Sakurai like Miyamoto. Both of them have a lot of great ideas, but sometimes have a bad idea, and nobody will argue an objection when the fact is, even the best of us have some bad ideas and need to have them challenged. I similarly hope, and I'm crossing my fingers, custom moves will be fixed, both in having more differences and in being unlocked in a more simple way. Smash Bros. 4 had some as random drops, which means you could get moves for characters you rarely play, and some were locked behind dumb challenges. Custom moves should be unlocked based upon how many versus matches or classic mode clears each character has. So if you gravitate to Link, you'll be getting his custom moves first. And through multiplayer, every other character eventually. Something like 5 matches for your first, 15 for your second, 25 for your third, 50 for your fourth, 75 for your fifth, 100 for your sixth, 200 for your seventh, and 300 for your eighth, and 500 for your final custom. Assuming every special still has 2 custom moves, and we get 1 alternate final smash. If there are more options than those, then squeeze them in somewhere, but I don't think you want to go higher than 500 considering how many characters there will be. Even though you'd easily grind 8-player Smash, squeezing them all down to just 250 matches might actually be even better. But I don't think 500 would be unbearable. I doubt this will happen, but I want 9 blind random to return. Back in Melee, I always used random, sometimes reselecting if I got a character I had just played, and then I picked my favorite color. We can't do either of those now, but they could dedicate a button to non-blind random and have both. I expect the pointless favorite song mechanic will return, but I'd like it not to be pointless and instead replace the My Music for the main menu. You go in, favorite your favorite songs, and they will randomly play on the menu, as well as the same few menu remixes. I'm also hoping we can finally select at least 2 possible tracks for our custom stages, as well as just better custom stage options. In Smash Bros. 4, each piece of geometry can go on one of multiple layers, but you can't choose or know the layer. I understand custom textures would introduce certain issues, but I hope they bring back Settle It in Smash, the inspiration for Splatoon Splatfests. But they could work better in Smash Bros. They could have something like Goku vs. Naruto, and have each team get a unique Mii costume or special move early. Like maybe Team Goku could give the Mii Brawler anime hair, or a Hadouken special move. And Team Naruto could give a Mii a ninja headband, or a shuriken or kunai special. After the event is over, the winning team gains a crown after their online handle, and gains access to all of the content, and the losing team has to wait until the next event starts to gain access to the other team's content. This would mean Nintendo could collect some money to advertise things like popular animes, and include the ingredients for fans to create much more believable non-gaming Miis. And let's face it, we all could make some pretty great Mii fighters with Hadoukens or ninja special moves. Even something like ketchup versus mayonnaise. They could make one Mii costume and just have an exclusive recolor for each of them. They could even use these to add free new content like songs or custom stage textures. Consider maybe Nintendo talked with Sega and ran something like Knuckles vs. Shadow, and then when it was over they would add the winning character's theme for free. Maybe it might be X or Zero, or a choice between 2 of the bosses from Mega Man 11. They could do any number of cool things. What do you think, and what do you want to see in Smash Bros? Who do you think will get cut? I want to know what you think. I want you to comment. I want to read your comments. Yeah, I said it. I want to see.